gaming, 3D scanning, and so on. From the studio, we have Mr. Ishan Kumar, who is the founder, CEO of the company. He himself is a computer science engineer from Thapar University. With Mr. Ishan, we also have Miss Shaguna Khetarpal, who has done masters in HR and marketing, and she takes care of the HR and business relations overseas. So, welcome Ishan and Shaguna to our industry interaction, and I am sure this interaction is going to be super awesome, and our kids would enjoy it, and this would be one learning experience for them. Okay, so before I hand it over to Ishan, I have a question from you. If you don't mind, can I take this question?
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay. Ishan, you are a computer science graduate from Thapar University, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now you are the CEO of one of the best animation studios. If you can explain me, because there are, I believe that in our country still there are some mainstream courses like engineering, MBA. अगर 12th के बाद एक push जरूर आता है घर से कि you do BTech or you sit for your CAT exams. So, but here we have an engineer who is now into the creative field. So, if you can explain us that radical shift, and are you enjoying this creative journey of yours?
Okay, so that's a very interesting question. Yes.
Ishan, you have to speak a little loudly because
Okay. Okay. Am I audible now? So,
better.
Yes,
Better. Yeah.
Basically, yes. I am from Thapar University, and so the thing is, I chose engineering for myself because I was picking apart stuff from the age of 7 or 8. So yes, I had that itch to see what is inside and how does it work exactly. And my entrepreneurial journey was quite young, so I got into a lot of businesses, and then when I got into augmented reality, I realized that how beautiful the field of animation was, and that was how I transited. We transited from augmented reality to then a graphic design company, and hence the 3D domain that we are in right now. And yeah, and I absolutely love the field. It's just this real human life has this limitation of 2D, and now we have this virtual space where we can create anything we want, and yeah, so absolutely loving it.
That was quite wonderful. So students who feel that my neighbor's son is doing something else, he's doing some other course. So this is, we have a CEO of an animation studio who is also an engineer. So please don't treat this course as a vocational course or as a sideline course. You guys can really reach, sky is the limit for this industry, right? So Ishan, I would request you, if you can take our students and take us through the journey of your studio, right from the inception and the team, the work culture, the kind of work you do, before I go to Shaguna to discuss the current vacancies.
Absolutely. First of all,
Ishan, I think there is some problem in the audio. I don't know. I mean, it is,
okay.
yes. So if you can probably, okay. And one more thing, students, because of this new normal situation, we all are united by technology. So there may be few technology glitches. Technology does show tantrums sometimes. So please be patient. If there is any technology glitch, if our Wi-Fi goes off or something like that happens, please be patient. We'll fix it ASAP and we'll be right back. Okay. So cool. Ishan, over to you.
Okay. Yes. So, okay, Mala. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for inviting us over, and we're really excited towards this for this session, and we're looking forward to it. And
Same here.
I'm sure Shaguna feels the same way.
Exactly, and it was a lovely introduction for both of us. So yeah, you can go ahead.
So yeah, let me just share the presentation with you so you quickly know we're on the same page as they are. So just a second. Okay, so here we are. There goes the guy. Okay, so real life. So as you guys are aware, we're from Ikarus 3D and bringing your imagination to the digital realm. So we started the company with the vision to provide the tools to everyone for building their own digital world, which is basically how we started in AR and we transitioned towards the more basic requirement for AR, which is 3D animation, and that was the vision with which the company was built. And the mission was basically to add another dimension to human life. As we know, we work in 2D in real life. So if you have to reach this point B, you first have to start from here. If you're here, you first have to go here, and then you can go here. There is no direct way to go to the point B. But with virtual space, there is no such thing. You are free to move as much as you love, and with utmost liberty. And that is a very interesting concept to us. So that yes, so we started with the vision, and with that vision and mission. So a little bit about me and the company, so that you know where we're coming from. We started with a design company because we didn't want to straight away get into 3D stuff. So we started logos and posters, and we thought, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to try artistic, which I'm going to try the artistic stuff in designing other people's posters or social media posts, maybe basic stuff like that. But we quickly understood that the limitations 2D has, and hence transition towards a bit of 3D. And this was the this was the model we created in the first year. And as we moved on, we started working exclusively with 3D, and we started working with AR companies, and we started working with 3D scanning companies, and majorly 3D printing companies. At that period of time, we were working with mostly South American companies. 3D printing is huge there, and slowly and steadily we started getting work from AR and 3D scanning companies, some of the biggest names in Europe, and hence we started working towards the next stage, that was AR and VR, and exclusively started working with them. And we started operations in-house. We were working on a lean model till then, where we basically take a laptop to a coffee house, each in our own city, and we work from there. And as it had it, we got a big project which could sustain us and help us set up the whole thing. And we started the operations in-house. And that was a big game changer. As much as I love working alone before that, I realized nothing beats, working with a team, the camaraderie and the relationships you build. That is one of the best things. And now, currently, we are in the AF4, and we are working towards getting into hyperrealism and animation. And we are taking up projects which are more focused on gaming, and we're more focused on AR, and more focused on 3D scanning specifically, because that is one of the areas we expertise in. So here's a brief mention of some of the services we provide: AR, VR, and gaming assets, 3D scan cleanups, product visualizations, fashion visualization, hyper-realistic organic modeling, 3D print 3D models. So we started off, the first project we started with AR was approximately 200 assets. And as you can see, these are some of the assets we created during that time. And there's this thing about AR companies. I don't know, maybe it's a personal bias or something, but I really love the innovation happening in the specific tech space, because coming from a computer science background, I have always been flabbergasted by the fact that how are we going towards the future, because it's some of the companies we're working. Okay, one of the companies we're working with is developing a glove which can help you interact with the games much better than anything available in the market. And I've personally tried that product, and it's something else. Then we come across gamings which are using virtual reality to use in the gaming engines, as I'm sure most of you are aware of. So 3D scan cleanup. So this is also one of our area of expertise, which is 3D scan cleanups. 3D scans in the raw form are not really usable. So we help the companies out with the pipeline we have built in-house. So these are some of the renders. I hope you like them. If you don't, one of my senior 3D artists has a bone to pick with you. Then there's product visualization. We really love working with people who are passionate about their own work, because as a company we relate to that. Ikarus was created in that image. So when we work with companies that are creating new products, we want to bring their vision to the digital realm before they bring it to reality. So these are some of the examples. This is an introductory video we did for a brand. A few changes here and there, since we cannot show their logos and everything. Okay, most of the stuff I hope you liked it, first of all. And most of the stuff we do is actually NDA protected, or we have this understanding with the company that we won't be showing that work. And most of this work is just for in-house purposes. So next is fashion visualization. Frankly speaking, coming from spending all my life in front of a computer, I really did not expect to know so much about fashion as I did. But it's a beautiful field, and we realized how amazing working with these very passionate, sometimes indie European, fashion designers or fashion brands is. And yeah, so we got into fashion visualization. We have a whole division dedicated to fashion visualization. These are two of the recent works. So now we are getting into character modeling as well, as you can see. So this is all for portfolio purposes. This is Anubis. So I have great interest in mythology. So this is Anubis from the Egyptian mythology, the god of death, amongst other things. And this is Enoch we created. And then there is this Titanium Man, which is a DC villain. So I hope there are no DC haters in the crowd. So I hope you, yeah. So I hope you love this characters. And this is the 3D print ready models we created. So this is actually quite young in the journey. And if you take a look at the tank that is shown here, this piece alone, this model alone, was supposed to be basically a collectible for a toy company. So they were 3D printing it. This is from the Game of Tanks game. And there are approximately 500 plus to 700 approximately parts in this model, which our senior 3D artist, Mr. Suraj Vishwakarma, created. And these are some of the other indie projects we did. For example, this was for an artist in California, and these are displayed in University of California, the pendants you see. So these are some of the brands we work with. And realities.io, Epic Games, we are creating photorealistic some models for them so that they can use it in their next promotional video. Tanesh, GoGo Games, Third. So Beyond Visual, these are some of the brands we've worked with, or we are working with currently. And yeah, it's a blast working with these people. So softwares we work with. So these are some of the softwares that we have in our pipeline. And I'm sure you're all aware about these softwares. If not, these I'll quickly go over them. There's these capturing reality edge software we use for photogrammetry. There's this XGen, then iClone, Rhinoceros, Max, Substance Painter, Blender. Okay, over to Shaguna. We have, okay, this is all I was supposed to tell you guys. So rest of the
Awesome. And the kind of clients you have and the kind of work, the models, they were awesome. So kudos to your team who have worked on all these models. And I'm sure our students are excited to see this kind of amazing work, the output your artists have delivered, and they will quickly, apply and get selected by your organization. Okay. Students, I would also request you, if you have any questions in mind, you can write your questions in the question and answer tab, and I'll take with the speakers. And you can also raise your hands in between, like you always do. It would be an acknowledgement that you all are understanding and you all are with us. Okay. Yes, I can see a lot of people now raising hands, so thank you so much, because that's quite motivating, and it feels we are not talking to ourselves. Thank you, everyone. Okay, over to you, Shaguna. Now, yes, a lot of students have asked this question and they have a concern that, pata nahi office mein ऑफिस कैसा होगा, यहाँ पे आके क्या सिर्फ काम करना पड़ेगा, will we get to enjoy, will we get to party? So this is a very important slide, office culture. So over to you. Shaguna, you have to unmute. Please unmute.
Yeah, okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets difficult with technology. Okay, so I was talking about the office culture. So we have a very healthy and very happy office culture, and we believe in nurturing our team, right? So if there is any software you feel you are not comfortable with, we have experts. You can always reach out to them, and they will guide you. And apart from that, we also believe in keeping everything transparent, because it is like a famous saying, that a company is known by its people, right? So keeping things transparent to them is very important, and we do that. We always indulge our employees and our team in every decision we take, and that's how we grow. And then about office culture, if we work hard, we also have this policy to party hard, right? As you can see, we celebrate birthdays, we celebrate festivals, we celebrate everything. So just to keep motivation and all those things. So that's important part. Okay, so next, yeah. So global denomination. So this can explain better.
Actually, that was supposed to be my slide.
Yeah.
So global domination is basically just just the countries we work with. Our team has a few ways of sneaking in some few things. That's basically just the companies we work with. Oh, back to you, Shaguna.
Okay. So hierarchy. So we have stage one where we hire interns, and there are many universities who have internship curriculum. So interns come with us, and we provide them with internship. It depends upon the curriculum but we provide them a minimum 1 year of internship. And then next stage is junior 3D artist. So after you're done with the internship and we are satisfied with your work, and everything goes well, then we offer you a pre-placement offer, and for that you are eligible for the profile of junior 3D artist. And then after that, we have the stage 3 of 3D artists. So for that you need an experience of minimum 2 to 3 years. So that is how you qualify for the profile of 3D artist, right? So this is
Okay,
how it
Shaguna,
goes.
as of now, I would again clear this for my students. So as of now, the studio needs modeling artist, 3D modeling artist, okay, and 3D and texturing artist. Okay, Ishan, this question is to you. When I talk about 3D artist, right, 3D modeling artist, are
Mhm.
you looking for hard surface modelers, or you're looking for character modelers, or both?
Okay, so we have actually a mix of both, and so basically, yeah, there are people. Okay, so there's always going to be people who like ZBrush, and there's always going to be people who like Maya and Maximo. So we also work with assets. So yes, we have the hard surface modeling people in our team as well, and then we have experts for ZBrush as well. And I'll tell you what, the even the inorganic people who are doing hard surface modeling also have to work a bit with the organic when you work with soft bodies. So yeah, that's always going to be there. So yeah, we have a space for both of these people.
Great. Wow. So students, you don't need to worry about, hard surface modeling or organic modeling. If you are a good modeler, if you have a portfolio, if you have a good portfolio, Ikarus 3D is ready to welcome you with open arms. One more question I have. Before I take the other questions, we have students from all part of the country attending this session. So we would have some students from Bangalore or probably Gujarat or say Calcutta getting selected with Ikarus 3D and coming to Chandigarh to start his career. So uh, if you can just Shaguna, I'll like you to answer this question. If you can tell about the beautiful city of Chandigarh, the cost of living here, and and how can a fresher start his or her journey here?
Okay, so Chandigarh, like it is a saying that it's the city beautiful, and in most of the songs also you hear the word Chandigarh, and so the cost of living here is very nominal, very decent, and so you have many places to visit, right? And it's a lovely place. Temperature wise, if I compare, the weather, that is also very nice. So it is not something you have to see कि यार ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा महंगा पड़ रहा है. It's nothing like that. It is within the reach, within the budget, and it is a very comfortable. You can actually afford a luxurious life in Chandigarh with a decent amount of money. So that is there. So yeah.
Great. So that was well answered, good answer, Shaguna. So students, you can start your career as a creative artist in Chandigarh. It's a beautiful place, and trust me, you'll enjoy. And if once you relocate to Chandigarh and start working here, you'll never like to go back to your hometowns. That's my promise. So please don't worry about relocating or moving to another city. It is a beautiful city. I have one question from a student. Okay, this is Saurabh Chaurasia's question, and another attendee has also asked this. When I will be sharing the portfolios with you, when we'll be sharing the portfolios with you, what are you expecting in a 3D modeling portfolio of our freshers so that they instantly get shortlisted or selected? So what a typical or the perfect portfolio should have according to your organization?
Okay. So, see, first of all, portfolio is very important. Why? Because it speaks about you, right? Even before we hear your voice, we see your portfolio and we get an image about the quality and about the work. So, as a 3D modeler, we should see the basic, complicated details, right? Let's say we have a wardrobe, right? You make a cupboard, but that is easy to make. But when we see the screws, right? So how neatly, how beautifully you present those little things, that counts. So, and quality matters. Apart from that, quantity does matter. It tells us about how you manage your time apart from your studies and your day-to-day activities, right? So that is there. So I would say a basic portfolio won't work. It has to be a good quality with complicated details. So that is there. That is how you will be selected. And yeah, so portfolio is very important because it tells about your work.
Okay, great. So students, this is exactly what your center, what your faculty also tells you, that yes, portfolio is very important, and please work on your portfolio and get it evaluated from, thank you Arun N for raising your hand and acknowledging to what I am saying. So portfolio is very important, and the person who can decide whether your portfolio is good or it should be sent to the studio or not is your faculty. Okay, so please get your portfolio evaluated by your faculty, and if he or she suggests some changes in your portfolio, kindly incorporate it. That's important. Okay, so Shaguna, a quick recap. So as of now, you're looking for artist in the 3D department. You're looking for modeling artist, okay, character, inorganic, both. You're also looking for a texturing artist, right?
Yes, exactly.
Great. So students, I hope you are clear with the requirements. So the studio is based out of Chandigarh. It is a beautiful place to start your career and stay. So you can please submit your portfolios to your center staff, and we will circulate it. We'll share it with the studio. I have one more question from Ayushi.
Mala,
Yes, Ishan.
before we go forward, I'd just like to add to that in case you have some other skill, for example, if you are good at fashion visualization or you concepts or anything, that is always a plus to show in your portfolio as well. We'd love to see other work than just the one that we are hiring for, because we believe in utilizing every talent a person has. So, for example, let's say you are a phenomenal concept artist, we would love to see your work in that. So don't hesitate from showing that work as well. That is never a negative; it's always a net positive. That's all.
So in a nutshell, your portfolio should have all your best work.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Great. Uh, there is one more question from one of our students, Ayushi Garg. At the moment, if the candidate has some experience, okay, are you looking to hire experienced candidates also?
Yes, we are open to that. As you can see here in the stage 3, right? We are open to hire 3D artists, but that depends upon the experience, right? The experience should be somewhere between 1 to 2 years for this profile, and we are open to that as well. That's not a problem, but basic skill set should be there. So
Of
we are
course.
open. Yeah. So we
Yeah,
will
the basic
welcome
skill
them.
set should be there, but students, if you have experience, if you are a fresher, it is my humble request, please do not wait for that right opportunity. The opportunity has come. Okay, the people, the recruiters, they're already virtually connected with you, so please contact your respective center placement staff. Okay, and submit your portfolio and resume. It's very important. Okay, so I hope that by tomorrow we'll get lots of portfolios and lots of resume for modeling and texturing artist for Ikarus. Okay, uh, Akshay
Yes.
Chadda has asked a question. Yes, Ishan.
Yeah, exactly. That is what I was going to address. Thank you so much for that. So basically, yes, Substance Painter is very, very important for our texturing pipeline as well, because that is what we use along with Mudbox and everything. So yes, it is important.
Great. So someone asked this question. So I hope that question is answered. Akshay has asked a question about the salary. I would like to answer that question. I think, Akshay, for a creative student, for an artist who has the passion to, do something in the creative field, I think you will write your own paycheck. Okay, there are students who say, ma'am, can I earn in lakhs? I say, no. Why lakhs? You'll earn in crores. So I think that question, thanks for asking that question. But yes, salary, uh, please don't worry about your salary. Learning is important. To get entry into a good organization is important, which I'm sure if you get selected, you will have an excellent start. Don't worry about your salary. It would be as at par with the industry standards. And yes, for artists like you, sky is the limit. Okay, we have one more question from Anita Vajrala. What is the skill set company is looking for? Anita, I will repeat. They are looking for modeling artist, 3D modeling artist, inorganic as well as organic, and texturing artist, right?
Absolutely.
Great.
One
Okay.
more thing, one more thing I
Yes.
quickly like to mention is that so yes, so skill set is important, absolutely, and we are also look some of the things that Shaguna will discuss, or I will be basically discussing is that there are a lot of things that we are looking for in a person, not just the skill set, technical skill set. Because see, we have to work with you day in and day out.
That was my next question. That, apart from the portfolio, what tadka and what X factor should a student have to get selected in your organization? So yes.
Okay, so okay, absolutely. So first and foremost, this is even so. I look after a lot of the bigger sales myself. The first thing we look for anyone in a, I look for in a person or company or anybody is the communication, the ability. So kids, I cannot stress this enough. The ability to articulate your thoughts well into written or verbal form is underrated. It's a little bit sad that our education system does not stress this upon this enough. That that is the most important thing, most important skill set you can acquire. Because if you cannot communicate what you're thinking or feeling, that is a big, big problem. So yes, the communication is the most important thing, and then of course this work ethic. So 14 hours for me is normal, although I won't ask you to do that, but still, work ethic is very important. The ability to work, and the urge, the need. In Punjabi, we say garari. Until it is not completed, it's you cannot just get off your seat. One of our senior 3D artists, I've seen that guy working straight 24 hours. And I'm not kidding. He just like Napoleon sat on the back or slept on his horse. This guy falls asleep on his chair. 2 hours later, wakes up, starts working here, and I'm looking at him. I'm begging him, please go back home and take some sleep. and he just cannot go back. So that is the other thing we're looking for. And besides that, the ability to work in a team. So while okay, you might be amazing working alone, and I understand as a creative artist, right, and a creative person, and as an artist that you want to work alone because other people just ruin things, right? So I understand that urge, but when you work with people who are just as good or about the same level, you feel okay, you understand that 1 plus 1 really is 11. So yes, the ability to work in a team, work ethic, as well as the ability to communicate. These are the most important skills we look for beside this technical skills, of course.
Great. So students, it is very important to, what should I say? A complete packaging is very important. And since you are artist, it is important for you to communicate. And yes, I've been telling this in all, our sessions that if you can communicate in English, your chances of climbing the corporate ladder, is very easy. And I'm sure all my freshers one day would like to be a creative head with Ikarus 3D or any other reputed studio. So students, please just don't wait. Okay, quickly submit your resume and your portfolio evaluated by your faculty to your respective placement head, which reaches the regional ICAP heads, and we will share it with the studio. And yes, creativity is something, uh, it's very important for you to express. So don't wait. If you see the wall behind me, that's the creativity of my 4-year-old daughter. Okay, so it is important for you to express, it is important for you to present your ideas. And yes, Ishan, before I would request you to share your experience with Aptech, I would like to tell this to all my students and the center staff that we have received many resume and portfolio links of students. We have also initiated the first round with a lot of studios, and students have started getting offers under the virtual job fair. So ek taraf, when the entire country is probably cribbing that people have lost jobs, there are pay cuts, this is the media and entertainment industry which is saying that give us resume, give us a portfolio, and we will give you job. And students are there who've already got offers under the virtual job fair. So that really calls for a celebration, and I would request all my students and the center staff who are attending this session, would request all of you to please ask your friends also not to miss these industry interactions and submit your portfolio ASAP. Okay, so Ishan, we have been in touch for quite some time now, and you have recruited students from Aptech. Few students of Aptech are also working with Ikarus 3D. So if you can share your experience, that recruitment experience with our students and center staff, and about those students who are already working with you.
Absolutely. So the thing is, Mana, I'll be honest with you. So this is not to put others down, but the fact is, we work with some of the biggest names in North or Pan India level, and I'll be honest with you. This interview process with you was quite smooth in comparison to many of the biggest names that you hear in the country, actually. And yes, we do have. Okay, if you can still see Shaguna Ma'am's this screen, you'll see this guy in white shirt. So that is one of our most hardworking and amazing 3D artists. And yeah, this is one of the guys who's working with us. We had from Aptech, and the experience has been great. This is the first time actually where we had to sit down, and usually it's by the time which Shagunama will actually go through the whole interview process in a bit, and you'll see by the time we actually reach sometimes the second last, or the penultimate interview stage, or the ultimate one, or last one, the final round, we are mostly okay, so this is the guys. We had so many options this time that it was difficult to choose, and and yes, the experience with Aptech was absolutely amazing, and I really look forward to a long and fruitful partnership with you guys.
Thank you so much, Ishan. That was overwhelming. I guess, yes, students, let's feel proud of our brand, Aptech Limited, that, Ishan, the CEO of such an awesome studio, is saying that they've got to interview students from so many other universities. And this is not to demean, I mean, every institute is good, but then their experience with Aptech Limited has been fabulous. We have students who are, our alumni who are already working with Ikarus 3D, and they are one of the most talented artists the studio has. So let's feel proud of our centers. Let's feel proud of the work we do, and let's feel proud of our brand Aptech. And yes, please do not wait to work in such an amazing culture where you will actually get guided by your alumni. So please submit your resume, and yes, portfolio. So this portfolio is very important. So quickly fine tune it, submit it, get it evaluated by your faculty so that it reaches us and the studio at the right time. Okay. Shaguna, if you can brief about the entire, the process, and as of now, is it work from home or the student needs to relocate?
Okay, so I'll quickly go through the entire process. So here
Yes.
it is. So for round one, we have the
Shaguna, you
telephonic.
have to change your slide. The slide of office culture is showing. So I guess
Okay, but in on my screen I can see. Wait.
no. I think
It work
As
because
also, yeah. So yeah, I did not
okay.
plan to stop so much. We did not plan so much to spend so much time on, uh,
Is
yes.
it
art
so?
meeting.
So Shaguna, you have to reshare. You share your screen once again.
Okay, I'll do that.
So
Just a minute. Okay.
in the meanwhile, I just like to clarify that I've lost a lot of weight since those pictures.
No, it's really good to be healthy, and especially when we are confined to our homes for the most of the times. Yeah. So
Is it so now can you guys see my
yes,
screen now?
yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
great. Okay, so for the round one, we have a telephonic interview. So it's not really an interview, it's but a formal conversation to understand the candidate and about.
Shaguna, I
Yes,
think just one line is visible. Want to be a part of Icarus 3D. So I think you have to.
I have to reshare.
No.
No. It's working. It's just that I think it's in transitions. If I'm not wrong, so
Yes, yes, it is in transition. Right.
we can see your
Oh,
screen now. Please continue. Please continue.
Continue.
okay. So the basic process in which the telephonic round is conducted. So in that we have a basic formal conversation with the candidate, and we just get to know about the person and about the skill sets. So that is the first round, and the time duration is about 15 to 20 minutes, normal conversation. Then in round two we have two technical, this is actually we have two technical rounds. So in round two there is first technical round. So we have different technical round for a 3D modeler and for texturing artist, and then accordingly we just see your profile and your portfolio, and then accordingly we give you the test. And then I hope my screen is visible, right? Hello.
Shaguna, no, I think you just press space bar or arrow so that, because
Yes, we have to see the
the
round.
heading is visible.
I think
Oh,
it's when you switch to the full screen.
Probably, yeah, probably the down arrow or the space bar.
I'm doing that only.
Try to
This is
reshare
the,
it and maybe
I'll just reshare it. Yeah, just a second. Okay.
if you want, we can show it from my. If that's
I was about to say that only we'll share from your side then.
okay. Sure.
Hmm.
So here we are on the favorite part of all the young 3D artists, which is the software part. Now we're going to move towards the. Is my screen visible?
It is, yeah, perfect.
Okay, so here's us again. There's this global domination chart. Um, so this is the hierarchy. Shaguna?
Yes. So, okay. So I was covering this part earlier. So the internship, right? Duration is like 6 to 1 year, and then after that you get promoted to junior 3D artist, and then after the experience of 1 to 2 years, we give you a promotion to 3D artist. That's the mid level, and after that we have senior 3D artist. So for that you need to have minimum 5 years of experience, because senior profile. And then there is the top hierarchy, chief design officer. So we are having one chief design officer with us. His name is Suraj Vishwakarma, and he's an amazing artist. Amazing. Okay, so after that I was briefing about the rounds. So telephonic round, I had almost completed this part, so I was on the technical round. So yeah, so in technical round we have we give different rounds to our the modeling profiles, and for the one who are applying for texting. And then after that we give you another chance, and that is where the technical round 2 comes in. And okay, so the yeah, so to round 3. Yeah,
Fine.
so the interesting part is, if you just notice the time frame for the texturing test, in round 2 you have 4 hours, and in round 3 you have 3 hours. So that is important for us to see. Okay, so now why there is a lag in the time? Because in round 1 we will also give you a modeling test to check the skills that, because if you do a texturing, right, it is important for us to check how well you have the understanding of the model, basically for quality check purposes. So that is where we give you a 4-hour time for that. And in round 2, that basically technical round 2, that is complete texturing test, right? Model will be provided to, and you have to texture it. So that is there, that is why there's a time lag. And then the next round, that is personal interview. And okay, so I would like to hand it over to Ishan for a minute, so that he can explain you this.
Okay, so basically, okay, so the thing is, we go for round one, which is just a basic interview, and we just want to know that, as I stressed on earlier, basically we want to see if you can communicate. Okay, and one thing I'd like to really mention during any interview is, so as Shaguna or any other HR takes your interview, it's okay to be vulnerable, because only then can we know you. When can we really know you? Because sometimes we see some time differences. Okay, one of our amazing 3D artists, he's working as an intern here. He had you know gap in between, and when we asked about it, it was some time taken off to just collect your thoughts. And because it's a different field. It's not, as Mala stressed earlier, is not the conventional way of going towards being a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. So it's understandable if you have any gap between. And one, I just like to reiterate it: please be vulnerable, and be open about your experiences. We just want to know you as a person during this whole process, because as I said, we have to work with you day in and day out. And that is the most important thing to keep in mind during these interviews. Because if we have selected your CV, there is something we see in you, and we just want to see that, can you bring that A game with you, and how would you be as a person to work with. So yeah, the first technical round is telephonic round is pretty simple, just straightforward, 15 to 20 minutes of chatting with the amazing Shaguna. And then there is technical round one, which is basically, okay, there's round two. This sounds like a boxing match. So yeah, so basically, technical round one is where we see the basics of your skills. Okay, we want to see if you have an eye for detail. We want to see how well are you able to present what you see in the real format, or in, since we give you pictures, can you see and make, and the missing bits, can you use your imagination and creativity to create those missing bits, which are not even presented to you? Do you have that creativity? Okay. One interesting thing you'll see is that the 3D modeling test is for 2 hours, and texturing test is for 4 hours. So why this discrimination? One must ask, and I'm sure some of you do. So the reason is, as Shaguna just said earlier, so texturing artist is sort of like a safety check before the model gets to the client. Sometimes because there is no time to QC it, because when you're working in real deadlines, and it's faster. It's not, once we trust you, we want the pipeline to work way smoother. So and if it's a deadline, we skip this QC part. But when it's a texturing artist knows his stuff, knows how to properly, what nuances are required in modeling. that provides for a QC as well. So that is a double, triple check in case, so first the modeling, of course, the 3D modeler who does it checks it. And after that, the texturing artist sees, okay, so this is problem, this problem, okay, please fix it so that I can texture it. So we want to know if you're okay with the basics at least, hence the 4-hour duration. So it's a lot of responsibility. I always call texturing artists as a second penultimate line of defense. Then we get to round 3. So round 3 is when things get interested. So we have communicated with you. They have seen your work, and now we just want to see, do you really have it? And this is where things get interesting for the artist as well, because it's a more challenging job now. And for the texture artist, we do not take the modeling test anymore. We just want to see your texturing skills. And last is the personal interview. So let's leave something for the real thing, shall we? This is just a conversation we're going to have. Let's see if you get to it, we'll talk about it in detail. Okay, back to you, Shaguna.
Yeah, so Mala asked this question, if this work from home profile, or they have to come to our office. So they have to come to our office, and we will give them time to relocate, but they have to relocate. This is not a work from home profile.
I'd quickly like to also add on that we provide this. Okay, thank you so much for going through this presentation. I understand the presentation is comparatively boring, so I hope that you liked the presentation. Shaguna worked really hard on it. And yeah, so the thing is that for the relocation purposes, okay, for example, if you're coming from, let's say, anywhere except for Punjab, we also provide a space for you to live in for a duration of 10 days. If needed, can be extended to 15. And that is the, sort of our way of saying thank you for, because it's a big responsibility leaving your parents' house and coming to a new city. So we will try our best to accommodate anything you need. This is something that we call ourselves Ikarus family. So when you're part of the family, it's the problems are your problems are our problems as well. So yes, I think that concludes the presentation.
Yes, so that was really sweet of you, Ishan. That you will be helping the students, whoever would be relocating from any other part of the country except Punjab. The students, please don't worry. You will get a place to stay for 10 days, and we can extend it also. But then yes. Don't worry about relocation. The studio is there, Shaguna is there, and the admin team is there. They'll definitely help you with your relocation and finding a nice PG and all. Okay, and yes, coming down to the interview process. So there will be a test. So I would request again. I would I'm repeating this because this is very important. Unless and until I receive the resume, unless and until we receive the portfolios, we'll not be able to process it further. Okay, so students, it is my humble request to kindly submit your portfolio for modeling artists. So again, a quick recap: they are looking for 3D modeling artist, inorganic as well as organic, and texturing artist. Okay, so please submit your portfolio and resume to your center placement head, which reaches to the ICAP team, and the ICAP team will then forward it to the studio. Okay, so the first round would be a telephonic round, whoever would get shortlisted. And yes, as Ishan said, please make mistakes. There is no right or wrong in this creative industry. Okay, so just don't worry, just be candid and be your best. Okay, and then we will share the test. The ICAP team will share the test with you. So please adhere to the timelines. That's very important. Okay, so if the test is for 2 hours, it should be for 2 hours only. For 10-15 minutes extra, that leverage I'm sure the studio will provide. But then 2 hours means 2 hours, not 2 days, right? And then the process continues. Okay, so students, I would request all of you to go through the website. Shaguna, I would request you to kindly share your website so that the students can go through the website to have better, I hope the presentation covered everything, but still, if you can share the website.
Sure.
Absolutely. We will also
Should
share
we?
some of the portfolio links of ours. They are more comfortable on ArtStation or Behance. We can definitely send those as well. And Yeah. One.
So should we drop them in the chat box or?
Yes, you can drop, yeah, you can write the website in the chat box so that, students can just go through your website and see the kind of work you do. Great.
Absolutely.
So I think we have covered all the points and we've taken all the students' questions.
One last
Uh,
thing I would like to, because a lot of students are asking this, what is the pipeline we follow for texturing artists? Okay, so we basically, if we have to say, okay, so we majorly use Substance Painter, Mudbox, and Photoshop, of course. So if you're good with those, it's great. And we also believe learning a lot on the job. Okay, so if there's something, if there's some skills that you do not have right now, since it's all readily available now, and all 3D artists in today's era are basically self-learners. So you can all we are more than happy to see if you have the necessary skills, other skills, basic skills, and you build upon that. So that is not a problem.
Great. So students, please don't worry about the softwares. Okay. As they say that, there is no end to learning. So yeah, so it's Shaguna has mentioned the links. You can go through the work and all. Okay. And there is no end to learning. Right. So whenever, if you join the studio, you can still acquire new softwares. You can still learn new skills. Okay. So the website is ikrus3d numeric 3d.com. Okay, so I think we have covered everything. So students, you got to know the organization, the work culture. You got to see how they celebrate all festivals, birthdays, and all. The pipeline, the requirements, modeling artist and texturing artist, the hierarchy. There is transparency at all levels. So if you perform well, it would be noticed. It would be visible. Okay, so and the interview process, so it starts with a telephonic interview and followed by test and a Zoom call, Zoom meeting, and your offer letter. So it's very simple. So please don't wait. Submit your resume and portfolio to your center staff. Okay, and Chandigarh, yes, it's a beautiful place. When you move to this beautiful city, I think after 6 months you will remember me that I suggested you to move to a beautiful place. So don't wait and. Shaguna, we will compile all the resume and showreel, and the ICAP team will share with you. And I'm really hopeful that we would have a lot of students getting selected with your amazing, amazing organization and working for some amazing clients.
Absolutely.
Great. I am really looking forward to application and let's see. Oh, yeah.
Great. So,
One
students,
one
yes.
last part. I'm so sorry, Mala. This is
No,
something
no,
I saw.
please go ahead. Please go ahead.
This is a very legit question, and which we should have addressed. And thank you for reminding us. Which is basically, will this be virtual or not? So yes, you have the option to give it virtually as well. Although we prefer, if it was normal days, we would have preferred in-person technical round. But yes, for the technical round and the first three interviews are definitely virtual, and the fourth one will let you know if we get to the if we get there.
Okay, so students, please don't worry. You can sit for the technical tests at the comforts of your home. So if you are at, say, Kolkata or Bangalore, you don't need to come down to the studio for the test. Okay, so if you get selected, if you get the offer, so then that's the final thing which you have to, of course, because it is work from studio, work from office. But yeah, for the technical test, you don't need to come to Chandigarh, right? So I guess yes, we have covered all the questions, and thank you, Ishan, and thank you, Shaguna, and yes, thanks, Shaguna, to you for that amazing presentation.
Thank
I
you.
know you've been making this presentation for the last 2 days, but it had all the information about your studio pipeline, everything. So thank you, both of you, and thanks, Ishan, for sharing your amazing recruitment experience with Aptech. And I'm sure this association will sweeten with the times to come, and we will give you some good candidates from brand Aptech.
We hope so as well, and really looking forward to all the applications we receive.
Great, great. So,
Yes.
students, please ask your friends also. Those of you who could not attend this session, please ask your friends to do the same. And tomorrow, I promise I'll make your Saturday, I'll make your weekend beautiful. Tomorrow we have another interesting session with one of our esteemed recruiters. So please don't miss that. Okay. The timing is 3:30 p.m. onwards. So don't miss that. Be there on time, and please ask your friends also to join the session. Okay. So till then, take care. Work on your portfolio, submit that, and I hope all of you get placed soon. We have a lot of students who've already got the offer letter. I want all my students to get placed in the virtual job fair and get the offer letters. Yeah, and then we'll party. We'll do a virtual party. Thank you, MESC, for this amazing platform. Thanks again, team Ikarus 3D. Thanks to all my centers and students for being a lovely audience. Take care and see you all tomorrow 3:30 p.m. Bye bye.
Thank you for having us. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.